Church wasn't a foundation for us when we were younger, and later on when I was trying to live life for myself without God in it, I found myself in a place of extreme anxiety because I felt the need to control everything. I was trying to create the life that I thought I wanted to live, and so I built a lot of shaky foundations, and I watched everything crumble beneath my feet. Well, my family, which was my foundation here, they moved to another state in the midst of me losing a job during COVID and then starting a business during COVID. I planned one wedding that got canceled, then I canceled the second wedding. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, dealt with all different kinds of addiction. Throughout those years of what felt like turmoil, I kept receiving these flyers in the mail, one after the other, from the Bridge. And I would leave them out in the mailroom for somebody else to take because I wasn't planning on going. I was at work one day and my coworker came in and we were chatting. She mentioned that she was going to church on Sunday. So I asked where she went and she told me the Bridge. And I was like, the Bridge? The Bridge? Like the one around the corner from my house Bridge? So she said yes, and I asked her if I could join her that weekend. The first 10 times probably that I came to the Bridge and heard a sermon, they hit really close to home. And I remember walking out crying and going home and thinking about everything that was said. It was an overwhelming sense that I really wanted to return because those messages were super important for me to hear. My faith was growing and I was experiencing a lot of amazing things within the church and the community. And I felt so much closer to Jesus, but I wasn't really sure if I was ready because I felt like I still had these things that I was working through and I wasn't perfect. But I had this lunch with a bunch of girlfriends from our community, and after talking to them, I realized that Jesus isn't expecting you to be perfect. He's ready to take you now, and that's when I decided to surrender my life to him. As I was learning to fully surrender my life to God, our church was going through this series called Hoist the Sail. For me, giving started with thinking to myself, you know, if he gave a good sermon, I think he deserves a tip. So I would leave a tip for the pastor if I felt that the sermon was really good or went really well that day. And that's kind of how I started giving originally. But now it looked very different because I started to understand through serving on Wednesdays that there's a lot of things that our church does for our community. And to me, it became really important. So during Hoist the Sail, I began to think, what can I muster together? So I set a number, I was excited about it, and I went to a Hoist the Sail event, and I said, you know what? I can do better than that. And so that day I chose to give more. And I'm really happy with that decision to this day because I get to see exactly where that goes in our community. I used to think giving money to the church was a scam. You'd see pastors riding around in Lamborghinis with big houses, and you're like, what's going on here, really? But after being a part of the Bridge, experiencing the community, and getting to spend time with our youth group, I've come to realize that that's not the case at all. I really had the opportunity to meet Jesus here at the Bridge, and I really want other people to have that experience and to be able to walk through those doors and learn about the Bible and experience our community. And one of the best ways for us to do that is by giving back, because there needs to be a place for those people to come. And I can't wait to see what's next with our church and what we can really accomplish in our community. My name is Jessica, and I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.